Before the achievements, before the celebrations, there's the work. Early mornings, late nights. Every challenge faced, every extra effort made.
Every victory starts with preparation.
We value leadership, resilience, and innovation. No victory without work. Because success isn't given, it's earned. Welcome to Adrian College.
Bulldog fans, remember to follow Adrian College TV on social media. For game highlights and campus events, you can catch it all on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and X at Adrian College TV. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch all our future streams live and support your Bulldogs.
Continue to take pride and learn from Asa Mahan's leadership today. "161 years of commitment to harnessing the power of creativity, ingenuity, community, and academic excellence."
I believe that if you get your degree here, the world is going to feel like it's shrinking.
Two teams start their seasons looking to go 1-0 and get off on the right foot as Hiram College enters Docking Family Stadium to play against the home team women's soccer of Adrian College here in Adrian, Michigan. Hello, my name is Sean Whitmer, and joining me in the booth today is Nathan Lindner. Nate, how are we feeling?
We're feeling really good, man. Fresh season, 0-0 start. Both these teams get a fresh look at a season. Last year, Bulldogs did really well, finished fourth in the conference, got a quarterfinal victory dub in the playoffs, eventually losing to Calvin in the semifinals, but they're ready to begin another journey here, and it starts with a game against Hiram here at home today.
Looks to be a fun matchup. It's also the first broadcast of the year here for ACTV, and, of course, fully student-ran broadcasts, as we have myself, Sean Whitmer, Nathan Lindner, as I had mentioned, and we have some support staff on the back end, but I'm going to throw it back to Nate real quick to look at some lineups.
And for Bulldogs starting lineups today, we have Zoe Greenbaum, Alana Earl, Ashley Hughes, Katie Lowry, Delaney Bader, Bree Atkins, Anna Marie Fosman, Tegan Bergeron, Samantha Gugiardo, Melanie Perney, Elise Fries, and Caitlin Stanton. Obviously, the standout is Anna Marie Fosman, coming off a season last year in which she scored 13 goals, assisted on 4. She'll be looking to have another standout performance as her senior year gets underway.
And the kick is away, and now we're starting things off here. Of course, Hiram College wearing the blue, Bulldogs wearing gold with gray shorts.
I just got to say that is a very nice-looking uniform Hiram's got going on. All baby blue. Looks really like North Carolina. I really like it.
Also got to like the uniform matchup here, as it's very easy to tell which team is which. Hiram controlling it in their own end, trying to push it forward. Now pass over to the far wing. Controlling it there near the boundary. It's going to be pushed up the field further. Hiram going into the attack for the first time today. Adrian College goalie will be wearing pink, while the Hiram goalie is wearing gray. Bulldogs have stolen away possession, and Hiram will take it right back, but a little bit of a sloppy touch gives the Bulldogs the ball once again.
Goalkeepers get to show a little more personality in their uniforms, almost similar to what we see in hockey, and how they can pick whichever kind of shirt color they want, as well as pants, obviously the gloves. Similar in hockey, how the goalies get to deck out their helmet, maybe even the shin pads as well.
As this is going to be played back for the goalie of Hiram. In goal is Maddie Kennedy, mind you. Now they're playing it forward, and it will go out of play. Last touched by Hiram. That was Anthony who touched it last. So a throw in here by Bader. Giving it over to the captain. Now the Bulldogs are trying to get their first offensive possession going, but a little bit of a sloppy through pass leads to a turnover. Now a header. No one taking clean control yet. Bulldogs finally steal that control away, and Hiram will do the same.
Early on here, just a lot of possession, trying to work it around, get your players a little warmed up. It's a long game. We got 90 minutes here, 45 in the first half. Not a lot of big punches being thrown. First off, that's really the play in soccer, is just work the possession, take control of the game. If you have the ball, you control the pace, and you can just wait for that opportunity to strike.
Of course, as we mentioned, both teams looking to start 1-0. Bulldogs have their second game with a quick turnaround, as they have a long home stretch this season, and then their first road game isn't until September 16th. Playing it through the middle, but a lot of blue jerseys there. Seeing it go back and forth. Nice steal by Hughes. Battling for possession. Looking to take it away is Maury, but coming right back out with it is the Bulldogs, and a physical little body check there sent Bader onto the ground.
Yeah, Baker lowers the shoulder a little bit there. Play on the ball is definitely legal. Not a lot of what you see in soccer is that you can actually go up and hit him with your shoulder a little bit, and they won't call you for a foul as long as you don't chicken wing the arm out and don't really hit him with malicious contact.
This ball is played far up the pitch. Finally goes out as the Bulldogs will get a throw in. Last time throwing it in was Bader. See, it looks like she has the honors once again. It's hard to see the numbers on that side of the field, though, as
I think that's Perney over there. We're going to have to get my binoculars out next game.
we will be on the call once again Sunday, so quick turnaround for the team, quick turnaround for us as well, as this is played up the field. Battling for positions is Akins, and it will go out. Hiram gets the throw in now.
Both teams just kind of settling into a pace here, still just over 4 minutes into the game with 40 left to go.
We got a whistle down on the field. And it looks to be a throw in for the Bulldogs. It looks like that's Bergeron, number 16 over there.
Really clumped up here early on, not really playing out a lot wide. We have almost no players on the near side of the half right now, as obviously the ball is pretty far on the other half. But even when the ball was in the middle, it seemed like everyone was in between the lines for the football field rather than trying to spread it out and use the whole soccer pitch.
Well, not only that, a lot of times during soccer, you'll see them play the ball back to kind of swing it around to the other side, and both teams are trying to play it straight through the middle right now, which hasn't worked for either side. As the Bulldogs steal it away. Trying to play it long, but nothing but Hiram defenders there. Now a play far up the pitch. Chasing after it is number 22, Maury. Look to slow things down, and great defense being played by Bader. High levels of physicality over in the corner. Gives the Bulldogs the ball back, and I didn't see a card, but nonetheless, it's going to be a free kick opportunity for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, just a regular foul there against Reagan Maury. Kind of got a little handsy up top, eventually pushes down Delaney Bader, warranting the free kick taken by Elise Freeze.
A lot of throw-ins already in this game as Bader gets another opportunity. Playing it to Gucciardo. Now it's getting pushed up. Ball had some heat on it. It looked like nobody wanted to take that off the head as it was beelining for Akins. Playing it through the middle. Now back. Little lofted pass up the field. Handled it cleanly with the first touch, and then the physicality becomes too much as a whistle sounds.
Yeah, it's number 8, Ashley Hughes, put her hands on the back of a Hiram player there. Kind of sold the call a little bit, and then after the whistle was blown, gave her a little extra.
And the Bulldogs' physicality is really starting to do numbers here on this Hiram attack.
And that was one of those 50-50 plays where she came in and she used the shoulder. She did extend a little bit with the arm. Could have went either way, but decided to call against it. We'll see how the refs play. We'll see how the refs call this one moving forward.
They've been letting everything go so far and really just letting it play out. But while that's occurring, you really don't want anybody to get hurt because you're not calling the game cleanly.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's really taking a lot of chances here early on.
Trying to play the ball through the middle, and Hiram's going to steal it away. Bader has been everywhere for this Bulldogs midfield here to start this game. Plays defense, but she's really been in that midfield position. Now she'll throw one up to the captain, number 5, Earl. Plays it back. It's Bergeron passing it up to that far wing. And off Hiram, it will go out of play.
Yeah, like you said, a lot of throw-ins here, but I don't think Hiram has really gotten a lot of throw-ins. A lot of them going just the Bulldogs' way, just nicking off of the blue jerseys, and Bulldogs, there's one for Hiram right there.
I believe that's only their second, and Bulldogs feels like they've had about 40 at this point. Seems like they've had a throw-in every time a minute ticks off the clock. This is bouncing off everyone, and line judge seems to give it to Hiram. They're going to move quick. Only one player in the vicinity, and the Bulldogs are going to contact first with the header. Now trying to battle off the defender as it gets close to that end line. Playing it in the corner. Looks like it's going to be off the Hiram player for a goal kick here.
Yeah, a little box out tactic there by Bergeron. She was trying to make it go all the way underneath the goal line and force a goal kick. Ended up having to kick it out and just able to keep it in without getting the ball over the line, warranting a corner kick.
Nice job playing it up the pitch. Trying to get some headers, but Hiram will take it away. No, Bulldogs steal it right back. Looking to go the other way, and it's played out. A little bit harder to see some of the numbers here on the jerseys for both these teams from up here in the box, as they do have numbers on the front of their jerseys, but it's almost impossible to see as they're very small numbers. That's a number that's easy to find, considering how often she's been in play. That was Bader who kicked it off the Hiram player to give the Bulldogs another throw-in. Just ricocheting off of Terriers left and right. Bulldogs trying to enter the offensive zone for the first time today, and that is sailed straight into the waiting arms of Kennedy.
Yeah, first action there for Maddie Kennedy, motioning to her players to move forward, trying to push this thing up a little bit. Both sides have really kind of had their opportunities, maybe once or twice, but other than that, it's been mostly middle play, just trying to work the possession, and balls just kind of bounced around, as we call that kickball.
Well, let's not forget also that while this might be the first game of the year for both of these teams. It's also the first game of the year for these officials, as some officials get to call some summer ball, some officials don't, and they wait until the actual season starts. Hiram with a nice chance. It'll get played into the stands. We'll see if anybody's going to be kind enough to throw that ball back. So Hiram will get a throw in. And into a lot of Bulldog traffic. See who comes away with clean possession first. Bulldogs will, as they stop the attack. And it's played back to Bader. Tries to get the through pass up, and it's kicked away. Bader was looking for Fosman.
Really like to see them switch just to the other side, try to work it around. It looks like they're doing it right now. Really just clumped up on the sideline near side here.
They seem to be obsessed with those through passes that Hiram has just been doing a good job at putting a stop to. A nice 1-2, and unable to make a clean touch there near the sideline was Hughes. Playing the ball forward. Takes an odd hop. Bader once again will play it back for her teammates. It's Bergeron leaving it. Now Stanton playing patient. Nice hard kick up the pitch. And once it's in midfield, seems like nobody seems to control it for very long.
Nice step up there from Weber to force the ball back into the Bulldog side of the pitch.
Just very congested there in the middle of the field. Bergeron got a little antsy. Now it's played back to Bader. Up the pitch, and unable to handle things was Hughes. Ball gets played out, and it's a throw-in for Baker of Hiram College.
Bader and Hughes almost had a give-and-go opportunity there. Bader gave it to Hughes and just couldn't get the one touch on it back to Bader.
Baker's been the only person I've seen throw the ball in for Hiram, and it's just been very congested by the Bulldogs, as now it's played back for Baker, looking for the through ball up, and Hiram had a chance, but a little bit of a sloppy touch. Still in the offensive zone. Nice move. Second chance, no. Bulldogs defense comes away with the stop as Bader plays it forward. Hughes comes up, gets around the defender. No, it'll hit off the leg, and Hughes is going to get the Bulldogs a throw-in.
Probably our best chance we've had there, especially for Hiram College. A nice through ball that was able to be played by a player, and here's Fosman, breakaway.
Fosman with one to beat. Another one playing the pass. Now passed into Earl. Earl slows things down. She'll pass it up to the middle. Hughes comes away, a little bit of a sloppier touch over to the far side. And it's stolen away by Hiram. Looks to be number 2 Simmons over there. Ball goes just barely able to stay in play. Playing it up, and Fries will pass it around. Bader using a little bit of pace to get past one. Now pass up. Here goes Earl, who can't keep it in play.
That could have been a good opportunity there if Earl's able to keep that in. Had Fosman over near the goal area with a defender in front of her, but Earl had no one in front of her. She could have set herself and made a nice little cross pass.
Maury flips it. First defender that's there is Fries. She's just running in retreat to give the ball off to Stanton. Stanton pushes it up the pitch. Hughes trying to battle off one defender, makes a move. And then a great pass up to Fosman. Fosman with a breakaway, but down on the wing. She has to play it back in front. This is a difficult angle to get a shot, and it will be played. See if it's a corner kick. And yes, it is. The Bulldogs are awarded with a great opportunity here.
Beautiful through pass there from Ashley Hughes to set up Fosman with a little breakaway. Unfortunately, just got down a little too far towards the baseline. Couldn't get anything going, but Bulldogs' first corner kick we've seen today. Let's see what they make of it.
And that corner kick is in a very difficult angle for us up here in the booth to get a look at it, so we have to use our replay monitor to really get the cleanest view. Kick is away. Chance at a header, and Hiram first contact. Fosman off the goalpost behind. And now it's a goal kick for Kennedy.
Yeah, good opportunity there. The initial ball just went over the head of a Bulldog leaping. Almost looks like, from my view, she was pushing off a Hiram shoulder player to get her head at that much higher. Eventually found its way to Fosman, who put a really good shot on net. Just fortunately hit the crossbar of the football post, and that's going to be out of play.
Yeah, you know, you hear crossbar challenge a lot in the soccer community. I don't think that's usually what they have in mind. As this ball is played forward, and Stanton will charge at it. Scooping it off the deck, and now rolling it over to Freeze. As that is 27 Freeze, not Fries. Made that mistake throughout the broadcast, as now Bader tries to play the 1-2. Hughes off the header. Bounces up the field.
Hughes and Bader able to get that give and go right there. Hughes gave it back to her. Unfortunately, just couldn't get the lead pass to go over the Hiram player.
So once again, Bader gets to throw this ball in, and I haven't checked our live stats yet, but if we have live stats for throw-ins, something tells me Bader is going to set a new world record. Plays this ball up for Fosman. Got away from her, so she couldn't control it cleanly. That's a push in the back. Looked to be number 25 for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, that's Gucciardo. Maybe a little bit of frustration mounting in there after the initial opportunity on the corner kick. Just couldn't get anything happening.
This ball is played back for Freeze. And she'll just play it over for a Hiram throw-in. Trying to stay clean. Baker and Bader are the two people we've seen throw the ball in the most today. As now it's Baker. It's played forward. Hughes, or forgive me, that's Earl, plays it up. Now it's Hughes. And she has a player on the backside who was onside. And it's a breakaway chance, but a bad touch gives the ball away to Hiram.
Bree Atkins just couldn't get their foot in front of the ball. If she's able to corral that, she has a breakaway opportunity, a 1-on-0, if you would call that in hockey, with just her and the goalkeeper. And on that, especially possession there, with Bulldogs, they had a 3-on-2 going. They had 3 players in front and only 2 Hiram College defenders back. What an opportunity that was, and just missed it.
That's an opportunity that I'm pretty sure every athlete dreams of, and it just seemed to get in her head a little bit there. Both teams with 1 shot so far in this game, and there's been 2 fouls on Adrian, 1 on Hiram. This ball's played where no player stands. Bulldogs try to take advantage, but Hiram looking to get a good counterattack. Gucciardo can't handle it. Now it's played up to the far side of the pitch. Played deep into the pitch. Looks like, I believe that's Fosman over there on the far side.
Yeah, Fosman batting in with Brianna Weber. Weber able to kick the ball out. Gives the Bulldogs a throw in here with just over 25 minutes to go in the first half.
Now played right in front, and looks like it's going to be a corner for the Bulldogs.
Second corner kick of the day. Looks like it'll be taken by Zoe Greenbaum.
So unfortunately, we don't have throw-in stats. Would be a little insane if we did, but just under 25 minutes remains here in the first. The corner is up, and there's no goalie in front of the net, and the Bulldogs score! The first goal of the season! Tegan Bergeron!
Take a look at the replay here. Goalie Kennedy goes for it initially, and she misses, eventually bounces one, and then the header by Bergeron puts it in the back of the net to give the Bulldogs a 1-0 lead, and finally able to capitalize on the corner kick. We'll see how the Bulldogs play with the lead now.
This ball's played. Bulldogs are going to take possession early, and Bader gets tripped up on the ball, seemed to get a little eager, and now it's going to be a throw-in for Baker.
Yeah, just a misstep there. Put her foot right on top of the ball and just got tripped up. Looks like she's all right, though.
Well, in your sport, they call that taking your eye off the ball. And, of course, one of our many baseball players here on campus. This Baker is going to sky this kick in the air. Bulldogs just seem to have more height on the pitch as it's taken away, and it's going to be off of Simmons. So Bulldogs get a throw in, and I don't even think I have to say the name anymore. It's Bader once again.
Let's see if the Bulldogs get this one in, quickly try to cross it over to the other side.
They're going to play it up for Gucciardo, but stolen away, and that's not where you want to take a header if you're Anthony. Seemed to bounce right off of her nose. Hughes plays it back to Earl, who's battling off a defender. Now Bader over to Hughes. Back to Bader. Swinging it back to Freeze. Over to Bader. Into the middle, it's Earl. Up the pitch, Hughes. With Fosman breaking up. Fosman screaming forward, but offsides it looks like.
Yeah, offsides. I think that's the right call there. Fosman just got caught on the wrong side of the defense line. Great through ball there by Hughes. Gave Fosman a great look, just one step too far, and Bulldogs want to have that one back again. It seems to be a common theme we're saying here. Want it back. That's really the goal in soccer. You just got to take advantage of every opportunity you can find. Just wait patiently. It'll come to you, and then once it's there, you got to capitalize on it.
And for those who don't understand what offsides is in soccer, it's if your player breaks away and they get past the heels of the last defender before the goal, that is offsides if the ball is passed to that player. Now played up, Fosman plays it right off the back of her teammate. It was Greenbaum. Now it's played forward and a header straight up. Hughes unable to handle it with the one touch.
Yeah, just the sound that these balls making off of the player's feet and even head almost feels like it's a little more inflated than they would probably like it to be. The texture of a soccer ball is kind of inconsistent. You really want, it's really a player's preference. Like, do you want it hard or do you want it soft? Probably most players want it soft. Obviously, you don't want it too soft where it's flat. But then again, especially on this turf, the ball is really going to bounce a lot, and that's something to keep in mind too, especially here at Adrian College.
Yeah, of course, all outdoor teams play here at Docking Family Stadium. The one team that has switched facilities, or two teams, mind you, is men's and women's rugby, have now switched over to the rugby facility that is a little bit off campus, as I believe that's Hughes playing the ball over there in the corner. Hughes or Earl, I cannot make out. I believe that was Earl because I see Hughes.
Yeah, that's Earl, number 5, Earl.
Couldn't make out if it was a 5 or an 8 from up here. Bulldogs are going to get another throw-in. But yeah, men's and women's rugby moved over to another facility. Have yet to run a broadcast out there, but looks like we're going to get an opportunity here in the fall.
Yeah, it'll be a little work in progress over there. Not much set up as far as broadcasts or even stands. There'll be some nice lawn seating, which you don't see very often except in the baseball. Just going back to turf with soccer, it's the same thing with the ball is also with the turf. You want preference, right? What does the player choose? And I think for soccer especially, good grass is better than turf. You would rather be nice, something to fall on if you were to fall down. Something soft, and it's much easier to get underneath the ball on a good patch of grass rather than the turf, so it can be different depending on how you like it.
Well, it's also interesting to note that you commonly see soccer is played on grass, as you mentioned, or football over in England is played on grass. Rugby commonly played on grass as well. It'll be interesting to see once the facility is a little bit more done to it if soccer's going to move over there, because it's similar dimensions to what they're already playing on, and it would be that grass pitch that I'm sure the players would love to utilize.
Yeah, especially in a big argument here coming up as the United States hosts the World Cup in 2026 is some of those football stadiums that they're going to host it on. A lot of those teams have turf in there, like MetLife Stadium in New York and other things like that. But a lot, especially what FIFA really prefers, is that you have grass put in. So that's what they're going to have to do at MetLife in New York, is put grass in there because they don't want turf. It's much more common and more likely you're going to get an injury playing on turf.
Yeah, I know all about that, playing on turf for my football career for quite a while, and not saying turf was the reason I stopped, but definitely didn't help the decision-making. This is played up. Bader trying to play it forward, but it'll carry him off Baker, and now Bader gets a throw-in.
Yeah, Bader and the freshly entered Puzet.
Now over on the far side, battling for it. Looks like that's number 17, if I'm not mistaken. That would be Jagosinski.
Yeah, looking at the roster beforehand, Jagosinski is definitely one of the players. Preferably, I would not enter the game, so I wouldn't have to call it, but it's good to see her in there, the freshman getting some work there. That's always good to see from Royal Oak, Michigan, Gracie Jagosinski.
Playing it in. Bader tries to play it forward. Now back and unable to keep it in the field of play. Look to be Morey stretching out. Bader will throw it in. Earl takes a couple touches before turning it over, trying to feed it to Gucciardo. Player on the field, and now they're playing it back. Earl, couple touches, plays it up the pitch, unable to handle it. Puzet.
Well, after several bodies hit the turf in the last couple of minutes, finally the ref calls a whistle. This one going against Adrian College Bulldogs, and Hiram gets a chance to reset here.
So if you missed our one goal from earlier, it was number 16, Tegan Bergeron, who headed it in off the corner kick. The Bulldogs take the 1-0 lead. Trying to play it. Battling for possession is Gucciardo. She battled all the way to the sideline, and now it's going to be a throw-in for Simmons. Big throw. Headed straight back and out of play, so Simmons will get another attempt.
You can hear the coach shouting down the line as she disobeys the second time.
Looked like down the line was guarded, as Adrian can hear the call as well from the coach. A little bit too physical there, so Bulldogs are going to get to kick this ball to their teammate, and there is Bergeron, who scored earlier. Trying to play it up the pitch. Handling it. And there's that little chicken wing you mentioned earlier. Shot fake by Fosman, now playing the pass, and it's kicked away by Hiram.
Yeah, a little foot there from Hiram. Just got a little too high. Ended up getting her hip into the belly of Fosman. She goes down and tried to take a little quick kick there. Kind of pump faked a couple of times, and you can hear the crowd shout a little bit as a couple of Hiram players were just standing right in front of the ball, not letting her do that.
Hiram gets the throw in. And the physicality is just growing more and more as this game goes on. Playing it in the air is Akins. Now pushing it back. Bergeron. Across the pitch, Bader. Now up. Trying to handle it. A little bit of pace. Stolen away. Got a little bit too sloppy with the touches there. Of course, faster you go, further you push the ball out. Once again, trying to play over on the outside to Puzet. Freeze. Slowing things down. Bader back to Freeze. Bergeron.
Tempo starting to slow down a little bit here. We're just waiting for an opportunity to strike.
As they're going to play the ball deep into the corner. And it'll lead to a corner kick for the Bulldogs. This is the exact corner that they scored their first goal on with just over 13 minutes remaining.
They play it quick.
Quick and short. And now they're going to try to rifle one through. That's a little bit of a high foot there by Gucciardo.
Yeah, that one's going to get called more times than not if you throw the foot that high, especially to an opponent's face. Definitely want to be too dangerous there. But Bulldogs get possession right back.
Puzet. Playing it forward. Now it's pushed back. Little hesitation. Playing it up, and it's going to be handled by Kennedy. Kicking it up the pitch. Gucciardo tried to make a play on it, and now the pass as Bader gets on her horse. She'll play it to Puzet, and it's tipped once, now pushed all the way into the corner. Looking for the cross, and that'll be broken up by Kennedy.
Nice little attack there from the Bulldogs. A good lead pass to send Bader up a little bit, and then had Puzet in front of her, decided to take it more inside. Nice shot on goal.
This Hiram's just getting a little bit sloppy with the touches there. Gucciardo plays it to Puzet, who loses the ball. It's going to be pushed up the pitch by Hiram, and looked like that was Freeze there on the contact with Simmons. Bader up the pitch. And return to sender. Bader battling for possession. She'll play it back. Freeze has to get in front of the offensive player. She gets shoved down. Bulldogs are going to keep possession. Offensive player there looked to be Bella Simmons.
Yeah, Simmons hasn't had a lot of action here yet today, as the Bulldogs really controlled the game and haven't had a lot of offensive opportunity for Hiram.
Puzet trying to battle through some contact. Now it's played from sideline to sideline, basically. And it's riding the sideline.
Yeah, that's what you can get here on turf a little bit. If you put just enough spin, the ball will grip the turf pellets, and it'll stay on the line, stay in. Sometimes on grass, you won't get that.
Now it's played up the pitch. Chasing after it is Fosman. As here comes the Hiram defense to help. Fosman battling off one defender. Plays it for Earl, who can't catch up to it. Now taking over, Neal. Playing it forward. Bader intercepts it. So now the Bulldogs seem to be trying to get Puzet involved quite a bit here, the freshman out of New Baltimore, Michigan. So now Bader needs to make a play on this ball, and she'll play it out.
It looks like Hiram got called for offsides there, almost of a delayed offsides, as the ref didn't call it until the two players were a little closer to the ball. So instead of the throw-in down near the corner, they'll get a free kick up towards the 25-yard line.
And little confusion. I don't think Hiram understood that they were offsides. They were still about to throw in the ball there. Bader will play it back for Freeze. Over to Stanton, the senior goalkeeper. Passing it up, and it looks to go out of play. I believe it's going to be a Hiram throw-in. Entering the pitch now for Hiram is Barkoot.
All the players kind of catching their breath, tying their shoes a little bit, readjusting the socks. Under 9 minutes to go. Going to have one last final push before the end of the first half. See if they can make anything happen.
As there's the throw in. Barkoot trying to make an impact in a hurry. Instead, it's going to lead to a numbers advantage for the Bulldogs, but played a little bit too aggressively. Earl had a little bit too hard of a touch there. Looks like both teams are getting eager. I'd almost like to see the Bulldogs slow things down here with the lead. Having a lead going into the half in soccer is more important than you'd really think, as you can go into that second half and really just bleed the clock, pass it around, and try to play as cautious as possible. It's going to be stolen away by the Bulldogs. Played back. Freeze. Being patient. Plays it up for Pouget. It takes an odd bounce, and the Bulldogs are unable to handle it. As it'll go out of play, it looked to be on its way to Gracie Jagosinski.
Bulldogs with another throw in here. Almost have a set play. Looks like they'll get one more, and we'll see how much they can do. A couple of Hiram players waiting to be subbed in, but they got to wait until they get possession of a ball.
Looks like 13, 23, and 28. Bader plays it into the corner for Jagosinski, and it's played out by Hiram, so another throw in for Bader. Whistle sounds. Bader plays it, and it's off the Hiram defender. Now it'll be a corner kick for the Bulldogs. Almost looked to be intentional.
Yeah, kind of a tough call there for the referee. Not in the best position to see who that one would be off of as soon as you kick it towards two people.
As Bader's corner kick is skied in the air, and it's a corner on the other side. Or no, it's going to be awarded to Hiram, as 4 players are actually going to come onto the pitch. 19 has also joined the party, so that's going to be Douglas, Smith, Kaufman, and I already forgot one of the numbers that I had mentioned.
23?
Eastwood
Yeah.
is the one I forgot. Thank you.
Yeah, a couple of substitutions here late in the first half, kind of giving their starters a rest, giving almost an extended halftime, because once you sub a player out, you're not allowed to come in the same half. So sub them out, give them a rest for the last 5 minutes or so of the first half. They get their halftime break as well and come back right for the second half strong.
That is played for another throw-in. Bader, well, she's playing soccer, but I wouldn't be surprised if her arms are sore after this game.
Yeah, especially those shoulders. Hopefully she loosened up a little bit.
Gusciardo battling off the defender and playing it forward. Now fighting in the corner. It was last touched by Hiram, and a big shoulder. They're going to say it was last touched by the Bulldogs, saying the Hiram defender never touched the ball. So it'll be a goal kick here for Kennedy. Signals deep, and She'll kick it that way.
Take it wide.
And that's what they're going to try to do, but it gets a little bit shallow. Back into the middle, and now playing it up the pitch. Running, and it will run away from Douglas for another throw in here.
We'll see if Hiram can keep it in the Bulldogs' half.
As it's played up for Fossman. Stolen away by the Terriers. A little bit of back and forth. Played into the center for Kaufman. She'll play it over. A nice move. Getting past one defender. Now playing it up. Chasing after it is Douglas. She'll get to this one. Running into the corner. Across is all she has, and she'll play it in behind the back of the net for a goal kick there for Stanton.
Yeah, it looked like the weak foot there for Douglas with the left. Couldn't get any air under it and couldn't even keep it in as she headed towards the goal. But under 4 minutes to go here, let's see if Hiram can have one last push.
Curious if they have any wingers that are left foot dominant, because you usually want your winger to be able to kick that ball in with their dominant foot being on the outside. Playing this ball up, unable to get a touch on it as Hiram will take control, and it's going to be booted by Kennedy. With a header there in midfield from Perney.
Under 3 minutes to go. Doesn't look like any more substitutions. Whoever's the players on the pitch are going to stay out there for the last 3 minutes.
At least that's the way it looks right now, huh? So, get things going. Bulldogs, I almost like to see them slow things down here and just keep possession of the ball, but they're still trying to be aggressive and add to this score.
Well, with only the 1-goal lead, you don't want to be too passive and then end up having a mistake of your own where Hiram capitalizes. You want to keep pushing and pushing.
As Bader will play it forward for Fosman, trying to make a move around one. She'll kick it around 3, and Kennedy kept a good eye on it. Scooping it. Now awaiting the kick.
Yeah, I like when Fosman can get it to her dominant foot. The right foot takes it on her left, just kicks it to the right side and has a good kick. But it happened earlier in the game. I seen when she was on the left side. I thought she was going to take it inside a little quicker. Ended up taking one touchdown further, and nothing happened on that possession.
Stanton trying to play it. Looked like she was trying to play it to Bader or Pouget, but played it off the field instead. And now Bader will leave it for Freeze. Played in for Bergeron. Now back to Stanton. Stanton is going to boot it up the pitch. Pouget can't get there. Neither can the Hiram defender, and that'll leave to a backup defender. Pouget gets aggressive, and it'll cause a throw-in for Hiram. They're going to say it's off Pouget.
Yeah, I thought they hit off Pouget. Now with under 60 seconds to go, you're definitely going to see Bulldogs just try to keep it in Hiram's half. Might not play as much possession here, just trying to keep it in there.
As Earl plays it over to the side for Fosman, and the Bulldogs have a chance to attack. Fosman plays it, and it was touched by Hiram. No, it was not.
Yeah, just under the arms there of Kennedy. Luckily, the ball was wide of the post. That is the play I was talking about. She has it on the left wing, and she's able to cut it back inside, get a couple of dribbles, and kick it with the right foot. Has a real good opportunity to do that.
So Kennedy played it forward, but the Bulldogs are able to steal possession away with 13 seconds. Pouget running into the corner. Might be looking for a cross, but she gets battled off the ball. She'll play it back. Now played in and kicked back behind. That'll be halftime. So a very fun first half, very physical first half there out of the Bulldogs and the Terriers. Going into the second half, what are you looking to see here, Nate?
Well, obviously the physicality ramped up as the game went on. Early on, wasn't really much of anything, and then as they kind of got their feet wet, really conditioned themselves. The blood started rushing. They took a little more risk, a couple more arms were thrown, and a couple of more high kicks, especially right there at the end. I think the Bulldogs, I mean, it's going to sound like a broken record, but you just got to keep possession, you know. Take advantage of the opportunities when you get it. It seems to be a common theme we have happening is they're going to want to have that one back. So every time you got an opportunity, you got to seize it, make a good touch, see the right pass, and just wait for the mistake from Hiram.
Of course, Bulldogs, the only goal in the game. If you're the Terriers coach, what are you telling your team here at half to fire them up and get them ready to go into the second?
I think you just kind of got to limit the mistakes a little bit, especially later on, probably the last 15 to 20 minutes. We didn't see a lot of possession there. They were just trying to force things, move it down the field. They did not control the game at all, like we said, and Adrian just had possession the whole time. Hiram, they really couldn't get anything going, so they'll take a break here for the next 12 to 13 minutes, and they flip sides, so hopefully they can keep the momentum going on that one half of the pitch.
And we're going to step aside, go to a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk more about what we expect to see going into the second half, and we'll get the second half underway. Thank you for joining us here for the first half. My name is Sean Whitmer. Joining me in the booth is Nathan Lindner. We'll be back after this short break.
Bulldog fans, remember to follow Adrian College TV on social media. For game highlights and campus events, you can catch it all on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and X at AdrianCollegeTV. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch all our future streams live and support your Bulldogs.
The Adrian College Media Production House provides opportunities for students to learn and grow live on the airwaves, just like Matt Kibbe.
I've gotten a chance to create a relationship with coaches and teams and learn more from people instead of trying to teach myself something. Got an opportunity to expand my knowledge of sports, hone in on my skills as a broadcaster, learn about equipment in different ways. You get more of a connection with professors as well.
Providing opportunities, growing leadership. The Adrian College Media Production House. Thanks for tuning in.
You stand today, students, on the threshold of a magical time in your life. A time of significant growth and introspection, self-awareness, challenge, and great, great opportunity. A time that you will always look back on.
This is the Arrington Bookstore at Adrian College, the place to get game day ready, represent your clubs and organizations, and be Bulldog proud. With a wide selection of merchandise and a smile at every visit, stop by inside the Kane Student Center to pick up your Adrian College wares and make it another great day to be a Bulldog.
I'm a special ed social worker.
And I'm a third-year public affairs major.
I'm an action filmmaker.
Jevy is like a consolidated platform where I could have focused information in a couple swipes.
You can be another small voice that adds to a beautiful space. That's what I'm here for.
Hi, I'm Aubrey Morgan, the current student government president here at Adrian College. I chose Adrian College because of the campus size. Campus feels like a fun, energetic community where everyone knows each other. If you want to see what Adrian has to offer for you, you can schedule an in-person visit at adrian.edu/campus-visit.
Adrian College is shaping the future of higher education and leading the way in innovation and excellence. Ranked first in most innovative schools and second in best value in undergraduate teaching in the Midwest by U.S. News and World Report, Adrian College is recognized for its commitment to innovation, quality education, and affordability. Offering 71 undergraduate programs, 13 graduate programs, and a 1-to-15 faculty-to-student ratio, our students receive personalized attention and a cutting-edge education. With state-of-the-art facilities, 10 academic institutes, and 50 competitive sports teams, Adrian fosters growth both inside and outside the classroom. From small class sizes to championship-level athletics, we provide the tools and experiences you need to succeed. Join a community that prioritizes your success. Start your journey with us, where your potential is realized. Discover Adrian College.
Adrian College is a private liberal arts institution known for its diverse academic programs, strong emphasis on experiential learning, vibrant campus life, and commitment to fostering a supportive community. Want to visit Adrian College for yourself? Visit our website at adrian.edu/campus-visit.
Are you looking to become a future Bulldog and get recruited by Adrian College? Do you display characteristics of tenacity, drive, and determination? With over 50 teams on campus, there are plenty of opportunities to further both your athletic and academic career. For all recruiting inquiries, head to www.adrianbulldogs.com and click on the Recruit Me tab at the top right of your screen. Your future with the Bulldogs is closer than ever.
The diploma you will receive symbolizes your efforts and distinguishes you as a highly educated person, learned in the arts and sciences and prepared for a life of achievement and great accomplishment.
Adrian College has built something very special. You've created not just an academic environment, but a culture of physical excellence, discipline, and resilience. You've turned this college into a place where pushing the limits isn't the exception, it's the expectation.
We leave here with countless memories, loyal friendships, and moments that have shaped our character far beyond what we could have imagined when we stepped onto campus. So now, class of 2025, we've come a long way, and I know as we step into this next chapter, we'll step into a new exciting adventure. I know we will do so in faith, in confidence, and in gratitude. Thank you guys, and congratulations, Adrian College, class of 2025.
Before the achievements, before the celebrations, there's the work. Early mornings, late nights. Every challenge faced, every extra effort made.
Every victory starts with preparation.
We value leadership, resilience, and innovation. No victory without work. Because success isn't given, it's earned. Welcome to Adrian College.
Adrian College is shaping the future of higher education and leading the way in innovation and excellence. Ranked first in most innovative schools and second in best value in undergraduate teaching in the Midwest by U.S. News and World Report, Adrian College is recognized for its commitment to innovation, quality education, and affordability. Offering 71 undergraduate programs, 13 graduate programs, and a 1-to-15 faculty-to-student ratio, our students receive personalized attention and a cutting-edge education. With state-of-the-art facilities, 10 academic institutes, and 50 competitive sports teams, Adrian fosters growth both inside and outside the classroom. From small class sizes to championship-level athletics, we provide the tools and experiences you need to succeed. Join a community that prioritizes your success. Start your journey with us, where your potential is realized. Discover Adrian College.
Hello and welcome back here inside Docking Family Stadium on the campus of Adrian College. My name is Sean Whitmer. Joining me in the booth today is Nathan Lindner, and as you can see, it's Hiram College facing off against Adrian College. Here right before we get into the second half, Bulldogs lead 1-0 on a header from, I believe, number 16, Tegan Bergeron. So, Nate, you got the stats from the first half sitting in front of you. Anything stand out there that really just solidifies why the Bulldogs are going into the are coming out of the half with a lead?
Well, I'm looking first at Hiram that they only have one shot, and that's going to be by their main forward, Bella Simmons. And it's not even a shot on goal, so that really tells the tale that Hiram has really have nothing going offensively. Really, if we look at the possession total, Bulldogs have had possession for 61% of the game. Hiram only 39%. And there's a nice little graphic here on both corners. For Bulldogs, when they have possession, most of it has been in the middle half of both their side and Hiram's side, 35% on Hiram's side, 36% on their side. But then you also have the extremes on each side. We have 23% in the effectively from the 18-yard line and in, probably about the 20-yard line and in. They've had possession there 23% of the time, and in their half, only 6%. So they really just like keeping the ball, pushing it forward up, not letting it sit in their half, and they control the game, unlike Hiram, who, when they've had possession, it's been mostly back in their half between their own 50 and 20 or so, 41% of the time in there, and it's actually split 13% each side between their extreme half and then the other side in the Bulldogs' 20-yard line. And so possession has really been the telltale sign in this game so far, and that's about the story.
Yeah, and then I think another thing to really touch on there is corners. Bulldogs have had 4 corner kicks. Terriers have had 0. And a lot of that isn't just the fact that the Terriers aren't getting the ball into the offensive end. The Bulldogs, when they're kicking the ball out of play, they're not kicking it out the back. They are doing everything in their power to kick it towards the sideline, force the throw-in instead of the corner kick, or they're just kicking it off the Hiram player and taking possession for themselves.
Yeah, that's a common strategy you see here in soccer, is if the ball is heading towards your own goal line, you try as hard as possible to run it down and kick it out to the side, forces a throw-in. A lot harder to get a throw-in to the middle of the pitch rather than kicking it in. And that's why you see no corners there for Hiram. They've really struggled to get anything going offensively. But Maddie Kennedy's been pretty solid in net. She hasn't had much left go by. Had a couple of scares there. One went right between her arms, but luckily it was just wide of the post. So we'll see how much more action she gets and if she stays in there for the rest of the game. But meanwhile, on the other side, Caitlin Stanton looks like she has no saves because there's no shots on net, but she has touched the ball a couple times, definitely with her feet. Still very profound back there, and she's a presence to be had.
I'd like to remind you that all broadcasts here on ACTV are student-ran broadcasts, and today, of course, we have myself, Sean Whitmer, we have Nathan Lindner in the booth, we have Kenny Shoup as our director, we have Abby Reed up on top cam with Alex Herman shooting some B-roll for us, and then we have Gabby Broom doing some social content. Of course, this being our first broadcast of the year, also being an MIAA Sports Network broadcast, so we get to dual stream in the first broadcast of the season.
Yeah, these two teams also played last year around the same time. First couple of games, Adrian won 4-0. And ironically enough, the first goal scorer in that game was also Tegan Bergeron.
So I didn't hear exactly what you said. I did hear about who the goal scorer was in the last game, being Tegan Bergeron. We have some characters on our staff, and it's always a good time when you're working broadcasts like this because you get to have some fun with your coworkers, and all things considered, it's always a good time here for ACTV as head coach Nathan Kronwetter is trying to make sure his team is ready. I believe they're going to stick with Stanton there in goal, which makes sense. As you mentioned, she has yet to make a save on the score sheet, but she has done a very good job at controlling the ball in her end. So very wise to keep the senior goalkeeper back there out of Portland, Michigan. Not seeing a lot of other changes, though. It looks like the starters that started the game are starting this half. The one change I do see, it looks like Caitlin Odell is out there. That is the only noticeable difference as of right now. Looks like Caitlin Odell has come in for number 3, Zoe Greenbaum. So the sophomore coming in for the senior.
Yeah, you might see Greenbaum come in a little later in the half. She can come back in now. That's second half. So we'll give Odell a little bit of work there, and we'll see how they push.
Bulldogs, of course, going to start this half with possession, and they will be going the other way. Playing it forward and a little bit too far out in front, so gets pushed back almost instantly. Both teams battling for possession, and right here in front of us, it's stolen away by Hiram as they're looking to go the other way. It's right in the line. Bergeron will play it back to Stanton. Back to Bergeron. Up the line, but taken away by Devricks. Now back, Freeze can't make contact on the first attempt. Second one gets up. Gusciardo trying to fight. But Hiram comes away with possession for the moment. Turned right back over. Freeze plays it forward into midfield. Stolen away. A little bit of back and forth. Bulldogs come away with possession for the moment. Earl's pass deflected straight back. She controls it. A little bit of a slower pace up the middle of the pitch. Puts the brakes on. Plays the ball in towards the net. Nice job with the hands by Kennedy. If that ball deflects away, it looks like the Bulldogs would have had an opportunity having Odell stand right there in the box.
Yeah, another through ball just broken up by Brianna Weber. Had Fosman out in front. And Earl got the ball right back. Tried to make something happen, but nothing eventually did.
It's going to be a throw-in for Hiram. And they're going to give this one to Simmons. Haven't seen Baker throw the ball in a while, as I don't even know if she's still on the pitch. There has been a lot of subs for Hiram that I didn't see who was coming off, just seen who was going on. Simmons throws it up. It's going to be deflected into the middle and played into the stands. And it takes a friendly bounce straight back to the ball carrier over there on the sideline.
Yeah, it looks like Callie Baker is still in. She's playing right defense, so obviously we don't see her on the near side. She'll be over there on the far side, right side for Hiram.
As Hiram trying to make their first offensive possession worthwhile, but it's stolen away by the Bulldogs, who are now screaming up the sideline, and it's going to be kicked away. Battling and a physical shoulder check there by Gusciardo.
Yeah, a little bit just of different body masses colliding there. Wasn't really much from Gucciaro that she could do. She kind of just made a play on a ball, maybe leaned her shoulder in, but really wasn't much.
Played forward, looking for the header. The one touch by Bergeron, now going towards the sideline. Hiram's going to play it. Skying ball, gets over the head of the Bulldogs defense. And Simmons can't make a play. Great job recovering there on the back end by Perney.
Yeah, just went over the head of the last Bulldog defender. And I thought that Simmons probably should have tried to take a little one-time shot with the left foot. Just got to get something on net here. But they make do and have a corner kick coming up. First one of the night for them.
Of course, only goal of the day is on a corner. As this is skied through the air. A lot of misdirection as it bounces Bulldogs' way. Hughes is unable to make a play on it. And now it's played back up and out the back for a goal kick from Stanton.
Yeah, several bodies flew in for that corner kick on the initial attack, including the goalie for the Bulldogs, Caitlin Stanton. She kind of took a hard fall, nothing to break it, fell right on the turf, able to get back up quickly, now ready for the goal kick.
This is a screamer straight up the middle. Takes a Bulldog bounce. Played back. Gucciardo trying to flip it up the field. It's going to be taken away by Hiram. Running the show is Little. She gets battled off and ball gets pushed out of play.
Yeah, Little just leaning her shoulder into Odell there. Odell not giving it an inch. Little living up to her name a little bit there, just trying to battle and battle. Eventually makes work and gets the throw in.
Plays it into the traffic, and the Bulldogs defender gets shoved to the ground. That was Delaney Bader.
Yeah, a little bit of a hook there from Simmons, kind of lifted her arm up. Forced Bader to the ground, fell on her hip. She's all right.
Bergeron has the ball stolen straight off her foot. She gets it back. Now playing it up the pitch. Bader over to Fosman. Fosman fans on the pass. And it'll be played over to Neal. Getting pressured from both sides. Now she plays it way too far up the pitch. It'll roll out the back for a goal kick.
Hiram had space to work with, just didn't have the numbers to go with it. About 5 Bulldog defenders were back on that one and only about 3 attackers. Another thing here with the turf is that the through passes, if you kick it too hard, it's not going to stop. On the grass, you might have a chance that it catches a divot there, or even the longer grass just slows everything down. But if you do it on the turf, it's not likely to happen.
It's another interesting note, too. You can put spin that the grass will eat up on the turf. If it's got that backspin, a lot of times if there's just too much velocity there, it's not going to matter, and it's going to roll its way out anyway. Bulldogs cleared out of their own end. Now it's played back over to the sideline and out of play. Hiram gets a throw in.
So far early in the second half, it seems Hiram has had a lot of possession here so far. Throw-in coming from Little, but not much to work with it. Did have the one corner kick that they made do, but nothing left. Bulldogs haven't had much pressure offensively thus far.
This is played to Odell. Little battles Odell off. Now it's played up to Little. On the side, she's pressured from behind by Odell. Gets the pass off. And the 1-2-3 now played up into the middle of the defense. Stolen away by Bergeron. Right back by Hiram. Over the head. And unable to make a play on it as Maury tried to take it into the corner, but it's going to be a throw-in off the great defense from Perney.
Yeah, Perney not really aggressive to the ball at first, but as soon as it got past her line, she hustles to it, kicks it out of play, forces a reset here by Hiram.
Looks like they're going to go in for a throw-in corner, essentially, and the header goes straight back and out of play. So Bulldogs will get a throw-in going the other way now. As you mentioned, haven't seen much on the offensive attack for the Bulldogs in this half. You have to wonder if Kennedy is starting to get a little bit complacent having so much action in the first half, and now things have really slowed down for her. That change of pace could really get in her head. Nice little 1-2 on the sideline. Now played up off the header. Hughes with the one touch over to the side. Now up. Fosman has Hughes breaking behind the defense. Fosman tries to take it herself. It'll get over to the far wing. It's Earl. Pass straight into the middle and off the side of the foot. Not enough power. An easy save by Kennedy, as it looked like Bader was just trying to roll that one past her.
Yeah, Bader came in with the left foot. Prime scoring opportunity right there just above the PK line. Couldn't get it in a spot where Kennedy was. Scooped it right up, and now they go back on the attack.
Nice job stealing that away over near the sideline, but looks to be a throw-in for Hiram.
I thought Hiram had a wasted opportunity on the last throw-in near the corner. You said they were playing really far deep, and it hit off the head, just bounced out. I think you got to play a little more shallower. You even work it right back to the thrower, and play from there.
Would have been a nice 1-2 straight into a cross to get the offensive action going, and then with the cross, it becomes essentially a shorter version of a corner kick. Just like to see them take advantage of that better, as it's a nice job keeping the ball in front there by the defender.
Yeah, Davricks was a really nice play, keeping her foot out wide, keeps it in front. That could have been dangerous through ball.
As the Bulldogs take back possession, Hughes plays it to the far side, and unable to do anything with it was Fosman. Now it's passed back up the pitch. Earl plays it to Hughes, who wasn't even aware the ball was coming, and a little shove from behind. Bulldogs are going to get a free kick here.
Let's see if they play quick, had an opportunity, and now they're going to slow things down. It's going to be Elise Freeze, going to set things up.
I don't think they're going to take a shot on goal from 40 yards out. Of course, the end zone is another 10 yards. They will play it back for Bergeron. She plays it forward and fighting through the contact. It'll stay Bulldog possession for the throw-in, and it looks to be the sophomore Odell who's going to throw this one in. Fakes the big throw, gives it off to Bader. Now it's back. Playing it from deep, over the head and off the crossbar. Now off into the corner and unable to keep the ball alive for the Bulldogs. It's going to be a goal kick for Hiram, and it looked like Kennedy was beat if the ball was just a little lower.
Boy, what a pretty ball that one was. Just sent it to the back corner of the net over the hand of Kennedy. I thought it was going to go in, just hit off the crossbar.
Kennedy with the goal kick. It's the ball up the pitch. It takes a fortunate bounce for the Terriers. Stealing it away is the Bulldogs. Now playing it over to the other half. Hughes sprinting in the other direction to give the team a little bit more stable possession. Now the Bulldogs are going to get another throw-in.
Yeah, substitution coming in. It's going to be number 19, Sam DeKunik, after a little injury there from the Bulldogs. Kind of got caught up in, couldn't remember what number it was. She slid in to kick the ball out. I think she might have turned her ankle there. Coach noticed it right away. Got DeKunik loosened up, and she's out there.
And of course, that was number 16, Tegan Bergeron, who left the pitch for the Bulldogs, and it was, I believe, 2 defenders for the Terriers that made contact with Bergeron there on that difficult through ball. Just entered the pitch, and first action, playing it up the pitch. A nice chance for Fosman, and they're trying to call handball. It won't matter as Kennedy takes possession. Skying boot over everyone's head. Nice job handling it for DeKunik. Playing it back, Bader gives it off, and now Little has it stolen away by Odell. Hiram will get there in time to handle the ball. One person has not held possession very long here as it's
just kickball back and forth.
Carrying off everyone's body parts. As now Odell battling off Little, puts it into the middle. Now played forward. Fosman was onside. Fosman with a breakaway opportunity. She has the goalie to beat. She goes backside. Bulldogs score. Anna Marie Fosman gets the second goal of the game, and the Bulldogs have some insurance.
Just an amazing through ball there from Alana Earl. Fosman just has to control it. Last touch almost too far in front of her, but able to get it before Kennedy can adjust. Puts it in the back of the net to double the Bulldogs' lead with over 31 minutes to go. Fosman gets on the board, starts her senior season off right with a goal.
That's what we wanted to see earlier, right? Be a little bit more aggressive. She's one of their main attackers. She's in her senior season, and she seemed to be a little bit more passive there in the first half. That ball was placed perfectly, and Fosman capitalized.
Yeah, it's not always the easiest thing to do on those through balls. Like we keep mentioning, off the turf, it keeps bouncing and bouncing. When it's up near your waist, you got to just touch it right to get it low and keep it on the turf. And then she almost touched it too far in front of her where Kennedy could have came out and grabbed it, but able to recover in time, uses her speed, kicks it to the back of the net.
Throw in for the Bulldogs is handled by Odell. Played a little bit too far up the pitch for herself, and now it's going to be a throw in for the Terriers.
Yeah, a lot of action here on this near side, which is nice for us. We get a nice little view. I like to see them kind of cross it over to the other side. We'll see how they like it.
Yeah, it seems like they haven't really played on that far side too much here in this second half. As that's a shove from behind. No card, but the Bulldogs are going to get a kicking opportunity. And a little confusion there between Bader and Fosman. Bader will handle the kick. Playing it over to Perney, back to Bader. Up the pitch, but nothing to work with, so the Terriers take back possession. Stolen away by the Bulldogs. Back and forth right now here in the midfield. Slowing things down is Freeze, trying to play it up the sideline, but it'll go out of play. Just under 30 minutes to play, and the Bulldogs lead by 2.
I think they took my advice, and now they're switched over to the other half.
Yeah, they seem to be listening. As this is played back to Stanton. Back to Freeze. Interesting to see if they can attack from that side, though they haven't had as much success there on the far side in this second half. Trying to get a step past, and it'll go out of play, so it's going to be a throw-in for Hiram. Nice job there defensively by DeCunick.
Pair of substitutions, one for the Bulldogs, one for the Terriers. For the Bulldogs, it's going to be freshman number 6, Tiara Ellis.
I did not catch the number for the Terriers coming on the field, but I believe it's going to be freshman Casey Kellhofer, as I don't think I seen number 4 on the field prior. Fossman trying to get past the one defender. She plays it up for Hughes. Hughes sprinting forward, but Kennedy makes the great play to put that to rest, and Bulldogs will have to readjust. That was very close to being a handball. Now played over to Ellis. Both the freshmen that just came into the game getting physical with each other, and it's going to be Hiram ball.
Yeah, the two freshest legs out there on the pitch going at it right there. Ellis just a little too excited. Kind of puts her hands down there on Kellhofer, takes the fall and get a free kick.
Nice to see Kellhofer spring up after that. She seems to be wearing an ankle brace, so good to see that that's not hindering her performance here. Some physicality over on the far side. Ball goes out of play, and it's going to be Hiram ball. Played over the head of a couple Bulldogs, but still the first team to touch it. Now Terriers take over on the far side. Looking to play it up the pitch, but pressured by the Bulldogs. Trying to steal it away was Akins. Gucciardo had it for a moment, and then it's played out the back by the Terriers. So it's going to be a goal kick for Stanton.
Right there on that possession, I think the Terrier midfielders got to step up a little bit, offer some support to their forwards. Defensive line is hanging back, and that's all right with Fosman there. But they had room to work with. There's about 10 to 15 yards of just open space with Terriers in the middle there, and could have had a better opportunity, perhaps play it back to him and send a little lobber in, try for another header inside.
Played up by DeCunick. Hughes now playing it over to the far side and unable to handle it. Look to be Akins over on the far side. Now it's going to be a Bulldog throw-in. Playing it back behind for Freeze. Over to Stanton. DeCunick left alone, but they're going to play it back to Freeze, utilizing that far side of the field. A lot of pressure from the Hiram defenders as it's played up for Fosman. Battling off the defenders, but going in the wrong direction. She'll have to play it back to DeCunick with the long pass up the pitch.
Yeah, handball
Bader
right
with the handball, as you mentioned. It's a nice eye there. As seemed like the contact seemed to swing her arm around, and a little bit of incidental contact on the ball. Weber. Skying kick to DeCunick. Getting physical to push it back the other way. Fosman's pass looking for Hughes, but a little bit of miscommunication. Sees the Bulldogs get a throw in, but they could have had a chance at another goal opportunity.
Nice step up there by DeCunick on that last kick from the Terriers. Steps up in front of her defender, plays it forward, and as you see the coach for Hiram just telling him, like, slow down, calm down. Just kind of got to keep it on the turf, play the possession, stop trying to kick it in forward, play the hero ball. Just see him right there on the bottom. Just slow it down, keep it on the ground, play possession, and take control of the game.
Looks like it's going to be a free kick for Devericks. She will boot this one up, and DeCunick doing a nice job at holding her defender off as it's kicked out of play by Perney.
There's one of those plays, like we said again, ball heading towards the goal line, and the Bulldogs defender takes it down, kick it out of play on the side, forces a throw-in rather than a corner kick.
Throw-in is skied towards the middle, and they'll get a redo. Another opportunity. A lot of traffic skied over to the backside, but battling off the offensive player over in the corner, and now opportunity falters as it's kicked over the goal. And once again, Stanton doesn't have to make the save.
Yeah, good opportunity there for the Terriers, almost like a corner kick. Got it in the middle and put a good shot on, just not on goal. Just too many bodies in there to really do anything.
Another change here for the Terriers. Stanton boots this ball up the pitch. Hughes to Fosman. Slowing it down. Giving it back. Gucciardo plays it up the pitch. Ellis can't get there, but Bader with a nice play. Back to Perney. Gucciardo up to Ellis. Has it stolen away for a moment, but getting it right back is Perney, and that is a little bit of a rough bounce there for the Terriers as it's kicked, and Kellhofer had her back turned, still got called for the handball. Now Gucciardo playing it up. Bader tried to make a move around one defender, but it's poked away.
Had Earl on the side there if she was able to get around the defender.
Played up to Kunick with some nice aggressive defense. Over to Perney.
To Kunick stepping up again.
Now played to the far side. Earl plays it to Ellis. Off the bounce, Ellis pushes it forward, but Kennedy is going to clear it. It's off the head of Gucciardo. Bader plays it over to Perney. Jogging back, now over to DeCunick. The skying boot handled by the Terriers. Now played forward DeCunick.
DeCunick kind of forcing the issue here instead of playing it back to Freeze to play a possession. She puts it back in the middle of the field, makes something happen.
As now Freeze will take possession of it. Freeze is going to do the same thing. As now it's played far past a lot of Hiram defenders, but Hiram's still able to come away with it. Barkut plays it back over to the far side. Back to Barkut. Up and stolen away by Perney.
Good step up by Perney.
Fosman trying to play some good defense, but it's going to be played up to that far side. Two defenders pressuring Little. It's going to be off the foot of a Terrier player, so Bulldogs are going to get a throw in.
Terriers have had a lot of possession here recently with the second half, but just haven't had a lot of offensive happenings. They have actually probably had more opportunities this half than the Bulldogs have offensively.
Which isn't saying much because I don't think either team's really had all that many opportunities. It's been played in the midfield a lot as Ellis gets cut off trying to make a play on the ball, but a phenomenal job by the freshman Casey Kellhofer as we get 5 new players entering the pitch. 3 for the Bulldogs, 2 for the Terriers. If I'm not mistaken, looks like Hughes is coming off. Earl looks to be coming off for the Bulldogs, and so is Bree Akins. Throw in straight to one of the newest legs on the field. It's Jagodzinski. Jagodzinski, mind you.
Bulldogs having control here. Down here in the pitch. Let's see what they make of it.
This is played to the backside. Bader with a chance, and she'll score. It's 3 goals for the Bulldogs as Bader had it run up on her feet a little bit at an odd angle, but she makes the most of it nonetheless.
Bader has been doing the little things all night, throwing left and right, and she uses the left foot on that one to get it past Kennedy. Kind of just right place, right time. Ball got through the wall of Terrier defenders. Bader steps up and makes it happen, extends the lead. That's some major insurance right there, 3-0.
So Bader there makes a phenomenal play. She's been all over the place all day today, and she gets to score a goal on the first home game of the academic year. The sophomore out of Washington Township. Now the ball is getting played over to the far side of the field. A little back and forth. Now played forward for Fosman. Fosman has Ellis on the backside. She'll slow down. She'll play it herself and takes a very harsh bounce off of a Terrier player, and then looked like it hit off the foot of one Terrier into the face of another.
Yeah, Fosman had Ellis over there near the net. If she was able to cross it using her left foot, goes one dribble deeper and gets it back to her right. Like we said, she likes to cut it doing that and kicks it very hard into the Terrier defender.
And players are going to get some water as they're stepping off. We're going to stay here as everything seems to be handled and under control already, so no reason to step aside. A little bit of a scary situation there for the Terrier players, as just nothing you can do about it. There was no ill intent. It just took a really rough bounce off the foot of one Terrier and walking off under her own accord. So hopefully everything will be okay there, and she'll be able to play in their next game. Of course, on September 3rd, they have to travel to Muskingum University. That'll be a night game for the Terriers.
Both teams get a little reset there with the injury timeout, so we'll see how they come out. I thought maybe the Bulldogs will try to kind of fire that one back in there.
As Ellis gets aggressive, taking it back for the Bulldogs. Gucciardo screaming up the pitch, and Fosman is called for offsides once again. That's the second time in this game that Fosman has screamed past the defender, and it's cost the Bulldogs a goal.
Yeah, just one step too far, right again, and Terriers held the line very well. Good call by the ref, just a little too far. The ball went through, and you're like, oh my gosh, she's out there again, and it's just too good to be true.
Looks like it's going to be a throw-in here for Perney. Had to get Bader's shoulders a little bit of a break. She seemed to move to the midfield now, so she's not going to have to do as many of those throw-ins. I'm sure she went into the half telling her coach, I want to take a break. I don't want to throw the ball no more.
Yeah, it looks like she's transitioned more, or excuse me, shifted more into the center of the pitch.
Now a Hiram throw-in. It's going to be the freshman Kelhofer. And a substitution. Sees what looks like, I believe that might be Ray coming back in. Started the game. Haven't seen her play much, but she is definitely back on the pitch now. Back-to-back throw-ins for the Terriers. Simmons fires the ball deep. It's going to be stolen away and stolen right back by the Bulldogs. Bader playing the ball up. It takes an odd angle. Ellis attacking. Now Gucciardo has Ellis up the pitch with Fosman. Put the brakes on to stay onside. Now Fosman makes the freshman miss. Playing it up the pitch, but a little bit too far. A phenomenal move by the senior to have the freshman.
Yeah, Fosman just played a little patient there right on the sideline. Kind of made her move at the last second. The freshman wasn't sure which way she was going to go. Decides to go back and play a nice ball forward.
Played up for Fosman. It's now skying in the air. It takes a Bulldog bounce, and Ellis goes flying into the defender of the Terriers. That looked like it was number 8, Brianna Weber, Also, a lot of freshmen playing today for the Terriers, as there's only 2 seniors on their entire roster. Kennedy boots this one up the pitch. Terriers handle it for a moment, but it's stolen away. Going the other way is Jagosinski. Now Fossman battling, shooting off the crossbar and down. Kennedy grabs it after the hop as Fossman almost had her second goal of the day.
That was just about as close as you can get. Like we talked about a couple of times, the crossbar challenge. That was her only play right there. She was bottled up between 2 defenders, just has to take the right foot and send it just over the hand of Kennedy. Beautiful placement. Unfortunately, caught the wrong side of the post.
Stanton playing it back to the far side. 13 minutes to play. Screaming up the sideline and getting an opportunity, but it'll go out of bounds. That's the freshman Isabel Malcolm. Now 3 players are coming in, and it looks like coming back onto the field for the Terriers is Regan Morey, who left due to injury earlier. So really good to see her back on the field after that scary situation.
Yeah, we also have a goaltender change for the Bulldogs. It's going to be Riley Miller replacing Caitlin Stanton.
Miller, a 5'8" goalkeeper out of Lewis Center, Ohio. Getting kicked around here in a little bit of midfield play. Now pushed forward. Jagosinski unable to catch up to it as the Terriers will play it out on the sideline. Jagosinski pushing it up the field. Fossman unable to be there for the rebound. Malcolm's ball deflects off a Terrier. Fossman steals it away, and now it's pushed up the field by the Terriers. Battling is the Bulldogs. Trying to take possession back is Segan. Segan fighting for possession, makes a little bit of a fancy play over there on the sideline. Freeze now playing it long and trying to get Fossman an opportunity. Now Kennedy will have her kick skied and out of play, so a throw in for the Bulldogs. Some more changes for the Bulldogs. We're seeing a returning player, Zoe Greenbaum, has entered the game once again, as well as number 9, the junior, looks to be Carly Chamberlain. And Fossman has finally gotten a break today.
Great night for Fossman tonight. 1 goal, a couple more chances. You know she'll be hungry for more in her senior season. We'll see if she can match or even beat her previous total from last year in 13 goals.
Throw in for the Bulldogs. Greenbaum plays it back. Slowing things down is the Bulldogs. Jagosinski unable to keep control, but Freeze on her horse, getting back. She'll play it back for the new goalkeeper in Miller, who plays it straight back to her. Now up on the sideline, it's Malcolm. Pass gets away from her. Greenbaum pressuring. Stolen back by Jagosinski. Greenbaum tried to get the 1-2 to work, and instead it's going to be a throw-in for the Bulldogs. Greenbaum, nice through ball, getting past everyone. Battling for possession in the corner, looks to be Malcolm. Played back for Greenbaum. She can't handle it as it's stolen away by the Terriers and right back by the Bulldogs. Played into the middle for Bader, who gets tripped up as she was sprinting in. It's going to lead to a free kick for the Bulldogs, and this is a free kick that they could attack with if they so please.
Yeah, this one's in range right there, right on the 15-yard line. So 25 yards to the goal. Maybe a little bit more if you use the Pythagorean theorem there.
And they're giving it to potentially the freshman. That might be Gracie Jagazinski with an opportunity. Standing next to her is the senior Zoe Greenbaum. So we'll see which player plays it, but the Terriers are in a defensive set. Jagazinski kick is off the crossbar of the football, and as you're signaling, that would be a good field goal if we were playing the other football.
That was a really good ball. Pretty straight on a line, much of a laser. Didn't really get a lot of height on it. I mean, obviously got too much to hit the crossbar of the football post, but it wasn't lofty at all. A good shot on goal. I like it.
Grad student Mackenzie Alberts has now entered the game for the Bulldogs, as my voice has cracked. First time calling a game in a little while, and it's going to be a corner kick for the Bulldogs, it looks like. Or no, a goal kick for the Terriers, as I'm going to say it was out on the Bulldogs. Terriers trying to play it forward. Takes a Bulldog bounce. Flipped. And Freeze will play it high. Now played over to Jagazinski. Her pass goes screaming up the sideline and staying in play for a moment. It'll be a throw in for the Terriers.
Yeah, good play just a minute ago there by Griffin to get the ball down and kick it to her teammate out on the side in Jagazinski.
I believe it's Giffen. I don't think there's an R in there.
Oh,
I
you're
thought
right.
it was Griffin as well. That's going to be played off onto the sideline. A throw in for the Bulldogs. They're moving quick. Greenbaum battles, and it's given over to the freshman. Making a move, pass right in front. The shot, and Kennedy with a great save. Getting the knee down to put a stop to that opportunity.
Yeah, best save we've seen all day there from Maddie Kennedy. Right between the legs, and she's able to get her shin down, block it, and they play it on, keep the lead just at 3.
Pass up the pitch. It's going to deflect around, but Terrier still with a nice opportunity. Pouget as a Bulldog takes a spill and no whistle. Fans not too happy. Now played over to the far side, Chamberlain. Tries to play it up and it'll go out of play just before touching Chamberlain. She'll play it forward. Nope, she'll hesitate for a moment.
Yeah, she was trying to get a couple extra yards on that throw-in.
Now off Chamberlain to Pouget. Back to Chamberlain, off Pouget, and out of play. So another throw in for the Bulldogs. It's going to be Jagazinski. Stolen away by the Terriers for a moment, and battling back was DeCunick, as a Terrier will take a spill. Seems to be all right, so she'll shake it off and we'll keep going. It's going to be a free kick instead of a throw-in.
They did call that a free kick. She definitely sold that one.
Was a little bit of a spill, so it's a little referee decision there on which you want to give. Either way, it was going to be Terrier's ball, as this is skied into a lot of Bulldog traffic. And some more incidental contact, draws a whistle, and another free kick for the Terriers. That was Alberts on the incidental contact. As this is a screamer towards Miller, who will make the catch and fall down so that she can get a little bit of space.
Yeah, first actions Miller's seen with her hands today.
And first action with the foot as well as she plays it up to Alberts. Can't corral it on the one touch, so the Terriers take possession. Playing it back to Kennedy. Playing around with it. It's stolen away by the Bulldogs with an opportunity to score and got a little greedy. There was a backdoor chance, but Malcolm wanted to take it herself.
Malcolm had a good shot there. Kind of caught Kennedy out in front, almost by the PK line. She could have just lopped it over her head just a little bit more. Would have got on the board.
Looked like she had Chamberlain on the back door. As Chamberlain will get the steal here. Now played up for Alberts. Just a little bit too long. Kennedy, the skying kick. Gets back to Freeze. Plays it over to DeCunick. DeCunick's pass in no man's land is stolen away by the Terriers. Now a nice opportunity for the Terriers as Maury handles it going towards the corner and will take a shot up into the netting behind the goal.
Yeah, no Terrier able to get back in the middle of the pitch for her to cross it over. And after that one more, you're going to take a seat for the rest of the game. Under 3 minutes to go. Bulldogs have a goal kick. We'll see if they try to push anything else or just kind of wind down the clock here.
With 2 insurance goals, I'd imagine they're just going to wind things down as they play it in for some of the freshmen. Seems like it's going to be called out of play. A little late there, but a throw in for the Terriers. A skying throw in. Bouncing around a little bit. And a little bit of friendly fire there. Freeze takes it to the sideline. Now passing it back to Miller as Little was getting aggressive, trying to take it away. A little bit of back and forth, but it's going to be whistled, and Bulldogs are going to take possession. Just under 2 minutes of play. I'd like to remind you to stay after for just a little bit as Nate will give us his player of the game, and we'll cover who the Bulldogs play next, and then we'll get things out of here. So don't go anywhere as this game winds down. Ball goes out of play. It's going to be a throw-in for the Bulldogs. It's played back. Freeze plays it back to Miller. Miller, one-touch kick. Little trying to judge it off the bounce. She'll finally play it. Jagozinski pressures her as she'll kick it away.
We'll see here with less than a minute to go if Hiram decides to push the defense up a little bit, try to get one last-ditch effort to put a goal on the board.
Some confidence boosters would be good for the Terriers here, but I'm sure the Bulldogs would like to keep the clean sheet and go into Sunday's contest with all that much more confidence.
Yeah, here it is. Last effort right here. 30 seconds left. Got a free kick just inside the 20-yard line.
And it's going to be Callie Baker. The free kick chance into the corner, and the Terriers score. Baker with an absolute screamer.
What an absolute laser there from Callie Baker. Just put it in the top corner. You can't place it any better than that. Unbelievable shot with less than 30 seconds to go. Unbelievable confidence builder for her and her team. They'll be looking to build on that moving forward for the rest of the season. Great job by them.
And an all-out effort for Miller. Don't want to sell it short, but nonetheless, that will bring a close to the game as it'll be 3-1 as time expires, and the Bulldogs will be victorious. The scoreboard in the stadium got a little bit messed up as it ended up saying 99-3 there for a moment, but the score is 3-1. The Bulldogs come out victorious. Of course, going to shake hands with the teams here, and while we get the handshake underway, I'd like to throw it over to Nate to talk about our player of the game, and then we'll look ahead at Sunday's contest.
Yeah, player of the game is going to go to the Bulldogs. Right here, it's going to be number 12, Delaney Bader, the sophomore from Washington Township, Michigan, had a goal tonight. 2 shots, both of them were on goal in 82 minutes of play. And really, it was a really good goal as she came in right in the middle of the pitch, scoring opportunity, took the left foot, put it in the back of the net. And like we said earlier in the broadcast, she was doing a lot of dirty work, throwing the ball in all over the place that first 10 minutes. She was just left and right. All you could see is the number 12 in gold, flashing the moves, getting out there and doing her job. But also, just on that last play right there from the Terriers, Callie Baker, an unbelievable shot in the right corner. That's going to be a real confidence builder for her.
And the Bulldogs, their next contest is going to be against Ohio Wesleyan University. Me and Nate will be on the call for that one as well, but a quick preview of that game. Bulldogs are 0-3 against Ohio Wesleyan all time, as their last matchup was last year. They lost 4-0. Prior to that, they hadn't had a matchup in the year 2000. Both their previous other matchups were in 98 and 89.
Yeah, it should be a good contest coming up there against Ohio Wesleyan for the Bulldogs. Last year played at Ohio Wesleyan, and they lost 4-0 like you said. But Bulldogs have a nice little confidence builder here, 3-1. We'll see how they roll in on Sunday. Have a nice little off day tomorrow. Come back here for a 2 p.m. start on the same field.
And that's going to do it for us here in the booth. My name is Sean Whitmer. Joining me today was Nathan Lindner. We'd like to remind you to tune in Sunday at 2 o'clock Eastern, as that'll do it for us. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.